We're going to look at it. So foul there on Indiana, on Hull there. But then that is a technical.
That is a technical. Dead ball, contact technical.
It's a little surprising to see so many of these happen in one game because...
Oh, and I don't like the way Lexi Hull...
The Indiana
Fever limped into Minnesota looking more like a patchwork crew than a playoff contender. 5 players were already out before the ball even went up. Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Chloe Beebe, Sydney Colson, and Aari McDonald all sidelined. Odyssey Sims, she could barely move, but still laced up just to keep them breathing. And then came the gut punch. Lexi Hull takes a sharp elbow to the face from Kayla McBride, and somehow, the whistle goes against Hull. Caitlin Clark loses, her mind on the sidelines. How does this keep happening? As if the injury curse wasn't brutal enough, now it feels like the officiating is tilting their entire season. Are the refs really this bad? Or is something else at play? Sound off.
Every time a game happens in the WNBA, somebody's getting abused, somebody getting beaten, somebody is getting hurt, man. Somebody is getting hurt every game in the WNBA, and they just fail to realize this, fail to have any protocols on stopping the nonsense, man. My
Picture
goodness.
this. You're facing one of the league's toughest teams, and over half your roster is missing in action. That's not drama. That's the Fever's reality. Clark's been nursing a groin issue for over a month. Cunningham's done for the year with an MCL tear. Chloe Beebe's knee, still a no-go. Colson and McDonald, both out for the season with crushing injuries. 5 players gone. Odyssey Sims, a hardship signee, basically the backup to the backup to the backup, nowhere near healthy. Yet she still hit the floor because, honestly, what choice did they have? Just saying that list is exhausting. Imagine trying to
The Indiana Fever's injury bug is getting into spooky territory. It seems like there's a new player every single day that's getting injured. Right now they have Caitlin Clark out, not sure if she will be returning this season. Sid Colson out with a season-ending ACL tear. Aari McDonald out with a season-ending fracture in her foot. Sophie Cunningham out with a season-ending MCL tear. And then just today, before the game, they announced that Chloe Beebe would be out with a knee injury, and basically they just said it's soreness and they're just playing it safe.
This avalanche didn't just take away stars. It ripped apart the backbone of Indiana's rotations. Their entire wing and guard depth gone in a blink. That left players like Lexi Hull and Kelsey Mitchell shouldering a load no sane team would dare ask for. Just 2 nights ago, again against Minnesota, Hull played a career-high 37 minutes and put up 23 points. Not because they wanted to, because they had to. That's survival mode basketball. Hull can show flashes any night, sure, but when? Your starters are grinding marathon minutes with 0 bench help. Every single possession...
Did you come into tonight kind of expecting to play darn near the whole game just with the injury situation and then the personnel available?
Damn, you played 37 minutes.
I mean, you played a lot too, Kels. When did you play? 35. I mean, yeah, we're down people, so gotta suck it up, play a little tired a few minutes, and take in those timeouts as best we can. But yeah, I mean, we're down people, so everyone's got to do a little more.
So what was the quick fix? Hardship deals. Warm bodies just to keep the lights on. Shea Petty barely had time to find her locker before being thrown in. Odyssey Sims, still banged up, expected to keep things steady. Aerial Powers. Another emergency? Tossed into big minutes without a chance to gel. 3 new faces, no chemistry, no rhythm. Just thrown into the fire. And Rivals, they smelled the weakness.
3 players in the last I don't know how many days, and 2 of those players are point guards, so not really. But you know, at the same time, our ability to make plays out of what we have, right? I think a lot of our spacing allows players to do what they do best, creates opportunities for them to be successful, and then it's just making the right reads and finding the right pass, you know, on time, on target. And some of that is with experience with your teammates, and some of that is instinct. And so we are trying to do as much as we can to put players in position to use those instincts.
Even head coach Stephanie White couldn't spin it. The physicality they ran into was on a whole different level than this patched up roster could handle. And different is her being polite. Every drive, every stand was an all-out fight from a team already running on fumes. Still, Kelsey Mitchell tried to haul them out of the hole. 26 points, slicing through traps, breaking double teams, carrying entire stretches on her back. That's a star emptying the tank, but when your offense is stitched together with emergency signings, there's only so far one player can drag you.
At this rate, the Fever are going to end the season with a completely different team than what they started the season with. And even the players that they're bringing in on hardship or that they're signing midway through the season, they're now going down with injuries. The season from hell would be an understatement on this team right now.
This wasn't about effort. It was pure survival. Indiana played with heart despite being outgunned everywhere. And yet, as brutal as the injuries were, they weren't the nastiest shot of the night. The refs claimed that prize.
Here's Mitchell. I think that's a 2. Doesn't go. And now it's McBride getting Hull. Here, that one might be a problem. Indiana just taking shots to the face.
What happens
when even the officials start feeling like the enemy? That's exactly what it looked like for Indiana. Lexi Hull, already gassed from playing heavy minutes, steps up on defense, McBride swings through, and her elbow cracks. Hull square in the face. Hull goes down clutching her cheek. The whole arena thinks clear flagrant, no question. Wrong. The call flipped against Hull. The one who took the hit got slapped with the foul.
Right there. Oh my goodness. Boom. Right in the face, man. Right in the face. Now, like I stated, I get it. You might be mad that Lexi put her hand on your forehead. But fam, there is no reason for you to be throwing elbows to somebody's face like that. Come on, man. Throwing elbows to the face.
Fans and analysts were certain the review would make it right. But it only rubbed salt in the wound. After slowing it down frame by frame, officials bumped the foul up a notch, yet still danced around holding McBride truly responsible. It was like saying, yeah, we saw something, but stopping well short of real accountability. Hull took that hit the deck, and somehow Indiana walked away from that play even worse off.
Caleb McBride, 13 points for Caleb McBride. Hit Lexi Hull with an elbow. Foul on Lexi Hull. Hits Lexi Hull with an elbow, foul on Lexi Hull. I don't understand.
Minnesota leaned.
Lit up social media with fury. Was this just a one-off mistake? Or are we staring at a pattern? Time and again, when an Indiana player gets shoved, checked, or, like tonight, smacked with an elbow, the whistle rarely seems to land their way. It's fueling this growing belief. The league is quietly letting teams rough them up as long as it's the Fever taking the bruises. And when half your squad is already sidelined, the last thing you can stomach is the refs tossing. More fuel on that fire.
Was intentional. Now, if it wasn't intentional, okay, give it a flagrant one. I understand it. She wasn't trying to do it. Cool. But this was intentional. All right. She had malice on the heart with this one. Bad intentions. Okay. She was trying to wreck some stuff up there doing this one. Hey, let's just keep it a grand, man. Let's just keep it a grand. Caleb McBride was trying to knock Lexi right on her booty cheeks, but she succeeded at, fam. Knocked her clean out. Look at this.
Minnesota didn't hide their style. They went full throttle, start to finish. And hey, being physical isn't a crime by itself. Plenty of teams thrive that way. The issue? Indiana's response wasn't met with the same calls. Even Stephanie. White hinted afterward that the whistle felt lopsided. Her polite way of saying it was 2 different rulebooks out there. Fever drives were swallowed whole, while the smallest nudge on the other end drew an instant tweet. Every missed call turned fan frustration into a roar.
Keep the game alive.
Knocked her clean out, man. Oh my goodness. I mean, folded. Look at how her legs are folded right here. Come on, man. Knocking her clean out right here. That was bad intentions, dog. That was bad intentions. I don't care what anybody say, man. That was bad intentions, man. And the refs have to do something about it. You have to make sure that players don't feel comfortable getting out of pocket and doing things.
And here's the kicker. This wasn't about one bad whistle. It felt like a snapshot of something bigger. For Indiana, it landed like confirmation. This isn't just tough luck. It's a wall built into the system. Yet instead of folding, under that weight, this shorthanded squad dug deeper, clawing their way forward and leaning on unexpected names to keep their playoff hopes breathing.
Followed.
Indiana started this game 9 of 13, but has missed 4 straight until Shea Petty.
Most teams this battered would have cracked early, but not Indiana. Instead of buckling under injuries and head-scratching calls, they fought for every inch. Kelsey Mitchell once again carried the torch. 26 points, answering each Minnesota. Punch until fatigue finally started creeping in. She was the pulse of this offense, in a game where every trip down the floor felt like a brawl. Without her fearless drives, this one could have spiraled fast. But she kept swinging, even as
dribble
kept betraying
Carrington got a piece of it. Powers gets it back. Second attempt, up and in, and she's fouled.
The basket, and then she's just fighting and battling for her shot.
The jolt came from Shea Petty, barely unpacked before being thrown straight into the fire. Normally, hardship signees fade into the background, but Petty poured in 16 off the bench like she'd been here all year. No rhythm, no chemistry, just pure urgency. And Aaliyah Boston, she held the line on defense, doubled, bumped, bodied, yet still blocking shots, chasing boards, and scraping extra possessions out of nothing. She didn't need a monster stat line to matter. Her composure kept them steady in chaos. And don't overlook Lexi Hull's 23-point, 37-minute war from the previous game. A massive ask for a player rarely carrying that weight. Add in aerial powers, another emergency lifeline thrown into big minutes after Cunningham went down, and you see the picture. Every piece stretched thin, every minute a survival test just to keep this team afloat.
Yeah, for Sophia! For Sophia!
That's why fans can't stop imagining what this squad might become once Caitlin Clark finally steps back on the floor. If a patched-together lineup full of last-minute signings can push playoff contenders to the brink, picture what a healthy backcourt could unleash. The answer feels almost too obvious. Right now, Indiana is barely clinging to 8th. Every night, a do-or-die grind. Their fight hasn't wavered, but everyone knows one name could rewrite their whole season. That's why all eyes are locked on the only question that matters.
This team needs Caitlin Clark to come back in the worst way. Not only if they want to save this, if they want to even play in mid to late September. This isn't a playoff team, what we're watching right now. This isn't a playoff team. This is a Kelsey Mitchell, please save us team. Kelsey Mitchell, we need 40 and 10. 40 points, 10 assists from you every night to be in the playoffs. We need a Herculean effort in the second half. We need Lexi Hull catching fire late in the fourth quarter and in overtime for this team to continue to stay in the playoffs.
Who can drag the fever out of this spiral? And fans just got their first real sign. Caitlin Clark was in Minnesota, not cleared to play yet, but finally moving with her teammates again. That single glimpse changed the energy. After weeks of just watching from the sidelines, even joining the shoot-around felt like the first crack of daylight after a long storm.
Is on her way back toward a return for the Indiana Fever. That's because she was seen participating in shoot-around before the Minnesota Lynx game. Now, that doesn't mean she's playing. She's still out for that game, and she hasn't returned to full practice yet, but she is back on the court with her teammates. This coming on the heels of Stephanie White saying she hopes that Clark would return to the lineup before the regular season is out, and that when you see her participating in practice, you will know she's on the way back.
The team struggles.
Can't come a minute too soon. Indiana's barely holding the 8th seed at 19-18 after that Minnesota loss. One slim game ahead of the Sparks, with only 7 left to go. And the road ahead? Brutal. Seattle, Golden State, Chicago, Los Angeles. None of them are handing out freebies. Every slip now risks knocking them out of the playoff picture completely.
This video captured by Chloe Peterson at shoot-around. You can see Caitlin doing some work right there. Just, warm-up work, back and forth on the court, but nonetheless on a basketball court. It's been a long time since we've seen Caitlin Clark on a basketball court. Certainly a long time since we've seen Caitlin Clark play basketball. Then there was a little bit more footage here, and you see Caitlin involved on the floor yet again, even handling the ball, working with her teammates. I mean, that's an important sign there to see her working with her teammates.
The holes without Clark are glaring. There's no true floor general. No one drawing defenders, creating space, steering the whole offense. Mitchell can light up the scoreboard. Boston can control the paint, but neither gives that same blueprint. That calm in the chaos Clark brings. The hardship signings? Brave, gritty, and they've given this team some fire, but they can't anchor it. Fans know it. Every warm-up clip, every practice step gets slowed down, shared, dissected. Her footwork, her speed, her posture, it all turns into headlines. Because the clock is ticking, and every game without her tightens the rope around that playoff spot.